ask if you thought this was a weird question or not. Like, I don't. I kind of started to think of philosophy itself as a kind of authenticity, right? Like authenticity, but philosophy is the first movement of authenticity, is an authenticity to the truth. Um, and I know. I guess people like LaRouche Foucault made me think about that, right? He's kind of like he's trying to get to what we're really about, like the true motivations, the true reality, what's really going on, right? It's this search for what's really real. Um, I don't know. It kind of struck me that all philosophy is kind of this authentic movement towards the truth. I don't know. Maybe it's too broad a statement. What do you think?
Actually, I'm gonna let me, since I'm the less smart one here, I'll be a token dumb guy again and jump on this without thinking about it. But I'm going to take you up on that. I think you're right. Because you remember Russell, so our good friend Russell, so said that philosophy is the origin of all sciences. Does it mean if we go way back to the pre-Socratics, actually you see them trying to answer scientific questions with philosophy. And science is very much an attempt to understand what's really going on, the truth of our world.
Yeah. What's really real.
Yeah, so in that case, when you look at it from that perspective, yes, the entire philosophy has started as an attempt to see the truth, and it's just as we've developed specific schools of and methods that make things more solid. Each time we've gotten something solid, it's been partitioned off from philosophy and made into a science. And people used to talk about the world of being made of, whether it was made of water or God or what was the other ones? But
air.
So yeah, now that we have scientific method to actually tell what the world's made of the world, and meaning like the actual Earth and the matter around us, that got partitioned off from philosophy and made into a science. And once, even like psychology is probably the best example. Well, once we kind of actually got a scientific method for looking at what goes on in people's heads, psychology got cut off from philosophy and made into psychology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And am I off the deep end here, Justin?
Yeah, I think you're. It's the one thing I'd say about your question, then I'll let Justin go, is that it's almost broad to the point of having no meaning.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, I guess the reason, I'll tell you why I thought about this, and I'll let you speak, but I guess one of the videos you watched on the Canadian TV show when they talked about authenticity, one of the really clever points I thought that I should have made the connection in my mind right away, but I didn't, was the connection they made between authenticity and dissent and a kind of rebellion almost against the status quo. And I don't know, I kind of feel like sometimes philosophy a lot of times starts out in periods of crisis, right? When they see a social system breaking down and they want to get to the roots of what's really going on here, or what a society really should be, or what a human life really should be about. I don't know, I kind of ascribe to the idea that philosophy a lot of the time begins in crisis. And I don't know, that's what linked it together in my mind, that authenticity too begins in this kind of dissent and crisis moment where you're kind of like, I want to be who I am. It's very broad, though.
Yeah, get married. If you have a bad wife, you'll become a philosopher.
Yeah, right, Socrates, right? Famous Socrates quote.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm with you to a certain extent. I think there's a lot of philosophy, a lot of philosophers that kind of you could reinterpret them in a way, starting in a way of they start by dividing reality versus appearance, and they make a claim that up until now what people thought was reality was actually appearance, and then that this is the reality. right? I mean, Plato did something like this, right?
Or,
We'll do something
with like morals, Louis
exactly,
Foucault.
exactly, right? Where you kind of start in, like, even, or could you even do something with this? I mean, Kant thought we were doing something like this, and then like Schopenhauer replied, Kant, yeah,
Those words.
yeah, like Wittgenstein kind of thought we were doing something like this, like he thought in the Tractatus, right? He kind of thought
Yeah.
there was what we had taken as reality was not true. We need to get back to this kind of Tractadian kind of these logical absolutes and the structure of the world. I mean, a lot of these guys they start off by postulating like this really interesting book I got by Arthur C. Danto. It's over there on my bookshelf, and it's just an introductory philosophy book by him. But I was reading through it just a couple of days ago, and this is the point he tries to make in this book, in the beginning of the book, where he says like philosophy starts almost like at 90-degree angles from the last person, right? They bump everything over and they say this was appearance, now this is the reality, and then the next guy comes and says no, that's actually just appearance, and this is the reality. Right? So in that sense, yeah, I can see where you're coming at this.
It's just a kind of a thought I had. I don't know, maybe it's kind of a broad way to paint philosophy, and I know that's going to come back and bite me sometime, but I don't know. I like to. I can see it as kind of a new way to look at philosophy.
Yeah, I'm at the very least, it's something we should keep in the forefront of our minds.
I mean, it's notoriously difficult to define what exactly philosophy is, but I mean, it's interesting to think about. So definitely, yeah.
That's basically all I had to say. I did one of the thoughts I had when reading this book. The rest I kind of want to leave for later. Any final kind of comments anyone wants to make about the book?
Learn French.
Yeah.
Pick it up, read it, learn French.
Yeah,
I did not do the last one, but you should.
Taylor, like a true Canadian, expects you to know French. So yeah, that's the danger point of Charles Taylor, by the way, in case you ever pick up his work, which I highly recommend, but expect some untranslated French in there.
If we do have some time left over, can I just ask a weird question then? Just one last weird question to both of you.
Well,
so I guess we live in Japan, so let's bring Japan into this one last time. And let's bring famous Japanese anime into it. You know what? We talked a little bit about Goku last time, which we didn't include in our videos. I'm sorry, we had a long discussion about Dragon Ball, which I maybe should have included. But, one of the things about Goku is that he's this really awesome fighter. But, I don't know, I think one of the things maybe implied in Dragon Ball about people like Luffy the Monkey and Son Goku are that they are awesome because they are authentic, and I think the Japanese would call them masugu, kind of straight people, right? And when the Japanese talk about kind of masugu people, are they talking about authentic people like Son Goku? In other words, these people that just do things, right? They're my Joker reference today. They just do things. They just act, right? Son Goku, I mean, he's not this reflective guy like Vegeta is. He just goes, right? And he's awesome because he's that way. He's just purely good, unreflective goodness. Do you think that's what's going on in these anime with these characters?
Well, you do. Let's not get into the difference between Seiki and justice here, because that'll take us through a massive rabbit hole. But yeah, I do. If you remember, where Vegeta has only been really pissed at Goku in one point in the anime.
Yeah.
And this is in the beginning of the Majin Buu saga, when after the tournament, and during this tournament, and Goku holds back. He doesn't give Vegeta his all. And this is what pisses him off. despite their tenuous relationship throughout the entire anime, starting with them trying to kill each other. What pissed him off was that Goku deceived him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This pissed him off so much he sold his soul to the devil. In not so figurative terms.
Exactly. Or McDonald's, however your perspective is. I guess I think this is why they keep on putting heroes in there. At least they used to. Not it's changed now. It really has, I think. But they used to be really keen on putting these heroes that I guess you could describe them as kind of like fools, like I did. They're these kind of like, Tsukino Usagi, Sailor Moon. And these people are just kind of straightforward fools, but they're not hiding anything. They're everything. They put up everything they are right in front of them, right? They wear their hearts on their sleeves, and that's how they live and act. I mean, there's nothing deceptive about Sailor Moon or Tsukino Usagi. She is just who she is. And Son Goku, that's just him. And Luffy the Monkey, and these people are just who they are. Straightforward people, and I don't know. I think the implication is that being authentic makes you awesome, and in a weird kind of, they're trying to connect these two things. I don't know. Do you think I'm onto something, or this is just crazy talk?
I get it though. You mean like the kind of Goku's strength lies in the fact that this is the way he is. I suppose, yeah. That's an interesting point, yeah.
I mean, this could link up with the idea that in Japan, I think, the distinction between Tatemae and Honne is disappearing, right? I mean, people are wanting only a Honne world, and they're trying to disintegrate this Tatemae, this front that they put up, and there's this real, I guess, stress in Japanese culture about how far can you put yourself out in the world, right? How far can you display yourself? And I don't know, I think this all ties together with authenticity.
I agree on that. I think, Goku's not being two-faced is, his big attractive point for most of it, anyway. There's no, Tatemae Goku, really.
There's even, I think, we're expected to have almost a jealousy of him. Even, Luffy, the Monkey D. Luffy, the One Piece, even goes further. He's essentially a child of his personality.
Good. I'm so glad you brought up that point. I want to actually connect that with the fact that I think people also now feel that children are kind of authentic, right? They put children on display because everything I needed to know I learned from kids or something, or my kids teach me things every day. Like these unreflective children are kind of shown or put on the stages. Authentic, right? The kids too are unreflective and they're straightforward, right? They don't have the intelligence to hide themselves.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, this goes right back to our Ortega video too, by the way. But I think that's how people do see it, like that children are somehow able to live free because they're not aware of this social pressure. It hasn't come to crush their spirits yet, so they can say their opinion just like they want. I mean, even look at in Japan, the talents. There's that girl Laura, where she does she's okay, but she actually childish, right? But that's the point. That she does that so she can say, she can insult people, but it still come off looking like she doesn't have an ill will, right? She just saying it like it is without being vicious. I think that maybe it's a way to get around a lot of these social loopholes, too, to be able to say what you think.
Because if an adult were to say, somebody who's acting as an adult, whose character is...
Yeah, whose character's an adult, yeah.
Were to say the same things, it would come out,
exactly.
Viciously malicious.
Yeah.
So the kind of childish attitude these stars put on is actually a way to circumvent the social pressures to be polite.
Exactly.
I like that. That's good. I think that's true, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, in a place like Japan, there are a lot of social pressures here. So, I mean, it's interesting to see how people try to get around this stuff. Although, maybe It wouldn't work in real life, I don't think. Much. Would it work in real life? Maybe like would somebody play up as childish? I guess. I've never met someone like that. I mean, it works on TV.
Hey, but Joe, you look great today. There, especially like the way your suit brings out your bald spot. That would not work.
That would not work. Yeah.
Unless you were very talented.
Yes, very very talented.
That's the last question I had, kind of thoughts I had about this kind of section. It really got me thinking about the world in a whole different way. Mm-hmm. And I like looking at it from the perspective of, I mean, this is just one perspective to look at it from, but from this perspective, I think a lot of things come to light. I don't know. I really enjoyed that part of it.
Oh, definitely. Okay, but I think for now that's pretty good on our talk for Taylor. We're going to conclude the book sometime later in the near future. And yeah, for those reading along, we're going to read to the end. And Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, we have Twitter.
I have been, yes, as Twitter is always the first place to go for announcements of reading and our meetings. Our meetings, of course, are regularly scheduled, but I will try to have any changes to schedules up there as soon as possible. Also, so anytime I or anybody else has a very deep and inspirational thought that can be summarized in 180 letters, that'll go on Twitter too.
Awesome. Bite-sized wisdom, that's what we're all about. We're the McDonald's of truth. Awesome. That's our slogan. All right, I guess we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.